Gather around, everyone, pull up a chair, get comfortable, and let your imagination wander for a while. There's something special about sharing stories in the dark, surrounded by friends and the sounds of the night. Tonight, we're not just telling tales, we're stepping into the unknown together. Tonight, we're diving into the shadows at the edge of our maps, where monsters dwell. These are the places where the familiar world fades away, and the wild, mysterious unknown begins. It's in these shadowy corners that legends are born and fears take shape. Not the ones under your bed, but the creatures that haunt the wild places of our world. These are the monsters that lurk in the deep woods, the dark swamps, and the misty mountains. Creatures that have inspired awe and terror for generations. Every culture has its legends. Ape men in the Northwest, winged beasts in Texas, serpents in Scottish lochs. From the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas to the dense jungles of South America, people everywhere have spun stories about things that go bump in the night. These tales are as old as humanity itself. These stories aren't just spooky, they're invitations to adventure, daring us to question what we know. They challenge us to step off the beaten path, to look beyond the obvious, and to wonder what might be hiding just out of sight. They're a call to curiosity, to bravery, and to the thrill of discovery. They remind us that our world is still full of secrets, waiting to be discovered. Even in an age of satellites and smartphones, there are places where mystery reigns, and where the line between fact and folklore blurs. Why do we love these tales? Because they spark our imagination and pull us out of the ordinary. They let us believe, if only for a moment, that magic and monsters might be real, and that adventure could be waiting just beyond the next bend in the trail. The unknown is thrilling. The rustle in the bushes could be more than just the wind. It could be the start of a new legend, or the echo of an old one. That sense of possibility is what keeps us coming back to these stories, again and again. And tonight we're heading deep into the American South, to the cypress-choked waters of South Carolina. Here, the air is thick with humidity and mystery, and the swamps seem to stretch on forever, hiding secrets beneath their murky surfaces. We're on the hunt for a creature part man, part reptile, and all mystery. This isn't just a campfire story, it's a legend that's left real footprints, real fear, and real questions in its wake. A beast that's terrified locals and fascinated monster hunters for decades. Eyewitnesses swear by what they've seen, and skeptics keep searching for answers. The line between myth and reality is razor thin here. Get ready to explore the legend of the Lizardman of Scape or Swamp. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, tonight we're all explorers, chasing shadows, searching for truth, and keeping the spirit of adventure alive.
Things you only talk about at the back of the cave.
Our journey begins in Lee County, South Carolina, deep country where nature rules. Here, the land stretches out in a patchwork of fields, forests, and winding roads, far from the noise and rush of city life. It's a place where the wild feels close and the past lingers in the air. At its heart lies Scape or Swamp, a place of secrets and shadows. This is not just any wetland, it's a world unto itself, shrouded in mist and legend, where every step feels like entering another realm. Picture a labyrinth of dark water, thick mud, and ancient cypress trees with roots jutting from the water like skeletal fingers. The trees themselves seem to watch you, their gnarled trunks rising from the murk, silent and patient, as if guarding the secrets of centuries past. Spanish moss drapes the branches, and every shadow seems to move. The moss sways gently in the humid breeze, creating ghostly shapes that flicker at the edge of your vision, making you wonder what might be lurking just out of sight. The air is heavy. The sounds of frogs and cicadas fill the night. Their chorus rises and falls, echoing through the trees, a living soundtrack that never quite lets you forget how alive and unpredictable this place is after dark. It's beautiful, but it keeps you on edge. The swamp's stillness is deceptive, broken only by the sudden splash of something unseen or the rustle of leaves as a creature slips through the undergrowth. This is a place that feels ancient, untouched, and perfectly capable of hiding something that doesn't want to be found. The deeper you go, the more it feels like you're stepping back in time into a world that existed long before roads or towns. The dense foliage and murky waters offer endless hiding places. Every tangle of vines, every patch of reeds could be concealing something extraordinary or something dangerous. Here, reality and imagination blur, especially after dark. The line between what's real and what's imagined grows thin, and the swamp seems to come alive with possibilities. Locals say the swamp has a personality, and they respect its dangers and secrets. Generations have grown up hearing stories about the things that call this place home, and most know better than to wander too far after sunset. Stories of strange lights and unexplained sounds are common. Some say they've seen glowing orbs drifting above the water or heard footsteps where no one should be. The swamp provides, but it also warns. Hunters, fishers, and foragers know to pay attention to the signs. Nature's way of reminding you that you're a guest here, not the master. This mix of beauty, danger, and folklore makes Scape or Swamp the perfect home for one of America's most bizarre cryptids. It's a place where stories grow as wild as the vines, and where the line between myth and reality is as tangled as the roots beneath the water. Welcome to the Lizardman's domain, a world where the cypress trees have eyes, and the unknown is always just a few steps away. Before we go further, let's take a moment to define what a cryptid really is, and why these mysterious creatures have captured human imagination for centuries. A cryptid is an animal whose existence is unproven. Creatures that live in the space between legend and reality. They're not officially recognized by science, but they're kept alive through folklore, eyewitness accounts, and the stories we pass down through generations. Think of Bigfoot, the towering ape-like figure said to roam the forests of North America. Or the Loch Ness Monster, whose serpentine form is rumored to haunt the deep, dark waters of a Scottish lake. The Chupacabra, a creature blamed for mysterious livestock deaths in the Americas. These are just a few of the most famous cryptids, but there are countless others whispered about in every corner of the world. Cryptids exist in a gray area between myth and reality, where fact and fiction blur together. They're the subject of campfire tales, blurry photographs, and late-night debates. The magic of cryptids lies in the uncertainty. Are they simply misidentified animals, elaborate hoaxes, or could they be undiscovered species waiting to be found? This ambiguity is what makes them so fascinating. This question, what if they're real, fuels our curiosity and our urge to explore the unknown. It's a mystery that invites us to look closer, to question what we think we know about the natural world. Humans have always told stories about mysterious beasts lurking just beyond the edge of the map. These tales are as old as language itself, passed down from generation to generation, growing and changing with each retelling. Ancient maps warned, "Here be dragons," marking the boundaries of the known world and hinting at the dangers and wonders that might lie beyond. These warnings weren't just about monsters, they were about the thrill of the unknown. That same spirit of curiosity and wonder drives our interest in modern cryptids. In many ways, there are contemporary dragons, symbols of the mysteries that still exist in our world, even in an age of satellites and smartphones. So when we talk about the lizard man, we're not just talking about a monster in the swamp. We're talking about a possibility, a what-if, that captures the imagination and invites us to dream. It's the thrill of wondering if a creature straight out of a sci-fi movie could be lurking in the shadows of a South Carolina swamp, just out of sight. Cryptids challenge our understanding of nature, pushing us to question what's possible and reminding us that there's still so much we don't know. They keep the spirit of adventure alive, inspiring both young and old to keep searching for answers. The real adventure isn't always about finding the creature itself. It's about the journey, the search, and the stories we collect along the way. It's about the friendships forged in pursuit of the unknown and the memories made in wild, mysterious places. Cryptids remind us that the world is still full of mysteries, waiting to be explored. They invite us to keep asking questions, to keep looking beyond the obvious, and to never lose our sense of wonder. And that's why, even today, we keep searching, because the unknown is out there, and the adventure is never truly over. Every legend starts somewhere. For the lizard man, it began in the scorching summer of 1988 in Bishopville, South Carolina. It started not with a sighting, but with a strange case of vandalism. Tom Wise and his wife found their car mauled, chrome ripped off, fenders bent, deep claw and bite marks in the metal. Law enforcement was baffled. No local animal fit the damage. Soon after, the Davis family's car was attacked in the same way. Word spread, and fear grew. Locals locked their doors and watched the tree line. The sheriff's office got calls about strange tracks and noises from the swamp. The community buzzed with rumors, but no one had seen the culprit. All they had were mangled cars and a sense of dread. They needed a witness. In late June 1988, they got one, a teenager whose encounter would launch the Lizardman legend into the national spotlight. The stage was set for a monster to step out of the shadows, and that's exactly what happened. So what does the Lizardman look like? Witnesses describe a towering 7-foot-tall bipedal creature covered in dark green, scaly skin. It has 3 long, clawed fingers and toes, capable of shredding metal. Its eyes, glowing fiery red orbs that pierce the darkness. The creature is described as immensely strong and aggressive, especially toward vehicles. The recurring theme cars mauled, metal torn, and deep bite marks. This description has remained consistent for decades. Whether real or imagined, the Lizardman's image is now etched into South Carolina folklore. A nightmare with claws, scales, and burning red eyes. The legend exploded thanks to one young man, Christopher Davis. On June 29, 1988, at 2 a.m., Chris was driving home along the edge of Scape Swamp. After stopping to change a flat tire, he heard rustling in the woods. He jumped in his car and saw a huge, dark figure in his rearview mirror. The creature charged, leaping onto his car, clawing at the roof. Chris swerved wildly, finally shaking the beast off. Shaken, he drove home and told his parents. The next morning, deputies saw deep scratches and a broken mirror on his car. Chris's story, backed by physical evidence, ignited the legend. He described a 7-foot green, 3-fingered creature with glowing red eyes. His account hit the local paper, then national news. Chris even passed a polygraph test. Overnight, the Lizardman became a global phenomenon. A midnight encounter turned a local mystery into a monster legend. Chris Davis's story opened the floodgates. Suddenly, everyone in Lee County had a Lizardman tale. The sheriff's office was flooded with reports, sightings of a tall, scaly creature crossing roads and lurking near homes. Air Force personnel and local workers claimed encounters, describing a muscular, powerful beast watching from the shadows. The details matched: bipedal, scaly, strong. Hoaxes emerged, like fake footprint casts, but the sightings continued. Even decades later, reports of mauled vehicles and blurry photos kept the legend alive. In 2008, a minivan was attacked. In 2015, a woman snapped a photo of a dark figure running into the woods. The Lizardman refuses to fade away. The swamp's secrets still stir imaginations. Every few years, the legend resurfaces, reminding locals that something strange might still be out there. The mystery endures. The Lizardman didn't stay a local secret for long. Media frenzy in 1988 turned Bishopville into the monster capital of the world. The Lizardman appeared in tabloids, talk shows, and documentaries. The town embraced its fame, tourists flocked in, and Lizardman merchandise filled the shops. A radio station even offered a $1 million reward for the creature's capture. The legend became a source of pride and a quirky part of local identity. Bishopville leaned into the story with humor and hospitality. Today, the Lizardman is a pop culture icon, featured in books and TV shows. The legend shaped the town's identity and brought the community together. The Lizardman became more than a monster. He became a mascot and a symbol of Southern folklore. So what was really happening in Scape Swamp? Some say it was misidentification, a bear, an alligator, or even an escaped primate. Others point to hoaxes or mass hysteria, fueled by excitement and fear. But what if the witnesses were right? What if a 7-foot reptilian humanoid really did stalk the swamp? The world is full of surprises. New species are discovered all the time. Could the Lizardman exist, hidden in the deep south? It's a long shot, but in the world of the unknown, never say never. The mystery keeps us searching. Our journey into the legend of the Lizardman ends here. We've explored the swamp, heard eyewitness tales, and seen how a monster became a pop culture icon. The evidence is intriguing, but the mystery remains. Is the Lizardman real, a hoax, or something else entirely? The world needs its mysteries, stories that challenge us to wonder and explore. Legends like this remind us that adventure isn't over. The Lizardman is the perfect campfire tale, spooky, mysterious, and unsolved. So what do you believe? Is there a scaly creature lurking in Scape or swamp, or is it all just a story? The final verdict is yours. One thing's certain: the adventure is out there, waiting for those brave enough to look.